Hi, this is Laura Jeffrey, founder of startyourweddingbusiness.com. And today I'm really looking forward to this session actually because it's on one of my favourite subjects and it's something which I really wish that I'd known about when I first started out in my wedding business. So what we're talking about today is being one thing to one person. So that might sound a little bit strange at the outset, but it's a really good way of defining what it is you offer to your clients, and also a good way to become known as the leading specialist in your field. So being the go-to person in your field. So being one thing to one person. So to break that down, being one thing. So that's kind of choosing what it is that you do. So for example, if you're a wedding photographer, it's not good enough to say that you're a wedding photographer. You've got to be more defined than that to appeal to your ideal customer, to ensure that your ideal customer is buying from you. So being one thing, so you might say instead that you're a wedding photographer who specializes in steampunk weddings, for example. You need to be quite specific because then you're going to stand out from the crowd, because as we know in the wedding industry there are so many companies and we're all kind of, jostling around. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be competing on price. You don't want to be competing on, like scrabbling around. We don't want that. We want to shine as the go-to company who brides and grooms come to because they know that you're the best at what you do. So for example, let's go back to the steampunk wedding example. So say you're a photographer who specializes in steampunk weddings and you're based in London. That's what you want to be known for. That's what you want to shine at, and that's what you want everyone who is based in that kind of client pool, you want them to recommend you. You want people to be talking about you. You want to stand out. So there are blogs and magazines. They'll come to you because you know everything that there is to know about steampunk wedding photography. So I'm just using that as an example. It is very niche, but it's very much dependent on what you do. You could apply it to cakes. So if you're a wedding cake maker, it might be that you specialize in, I don't know, for example, rainbow cakes. Like really go to town on it and showcase what that one speciality is that you do. You need to show it off and really become known as the go-to person for that one thing. So that's kind of the one thing part covered. So to one person, this bit really threw me actually when I was first setting up, because I tried to be a lot of things to a lot of people, because I thought, well, if I cover all the bases and offer lots of different things, then maybe I'll get more customers and I'll be able to make more money because I'll be helping more people with more different things. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, or fortunately actually. It makes things easier when you're more focused, because you know who you're talking to, and it narrows down what you're doing with your marketing. It narrows down how you can talk and express what it is that you're getting across, what you're selling to people. So this is going to make your life so much easier as a startup wedding business. So when you're defining your one person, you've got to really visualize who that person is that you want to be your dream client. So I'm talking about knowing them so well that you can say, my ideal client is aged between 25 and 35. They're a fun-loving couple who have quite a lot of money to spend because they've got a high disposable income because they're high flyers from the city. They like the finer things in life. They demand the best. It's stuff like this that's going to help you learn how to find your ideal client and how to speak to them on social media, how to speak to them on your website, the language that you use. It's going to help you so much when you think about your client in that way, like a really, really specific way. Where do they live? What do they do for fun? We can't predict who that one person is, but if we categorize them into a specific way of saying this is what their broad characteristics are like, this is where they hang out, this is how they spend their money, this is what they do for fun, then you know that you're going to be able to put in your social media and then you're writing on your website, you're going to be able to appeal to that person. So when I say be one thing to one person, that is what I mean. And that is where I hope it's going to save you a lot of time and effort and hassle. Don't water down your subject, your one speciality. Don't water it down with offering different things. Don't be a wedding photographer who also offers, wedding car service. Don't do that. It just means that you will not be seen as the expert, and you'll possibly at worst be seen as being hokey. That people aren't going to want to invest their hard-earned money in somebody who's not really an expert at what they do. That's the reason the bride or groom is employing you, is because you're an expert who's going to make their day easy and enjoyable, because they know that they're in the safe hands of an expert. So that's why it's so important to know the one thing that you specialize in and the one person who you are aiming at selling to. So I really hope that this has helped, this little bite-sized training session. I've made you up a printable, so just download it below. Just we'll send that across to you, and it will just break down for you how you can go about breaking down what it is you do and who you're doing it for. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.